Class of 2016, it's my privilege and honor to introduce our distinguished commencement speaker. Dr. Thomas Kennedy is the chairman and CEO of the Raytheon Company, a world leader in technologies and innovation in the civilian and defense sectors. He's at the helm of a company that counts 61,000 employees around the globe, including thousands of engineers. In fact, Raytheon is the #1 employer of UCLA engineering graduates. Dr. Kennedy is one of ours. He received his doctorate from UCLA Engineering in 1984. He received his master's degree and bachelor's degree both in electrical engineering from Air Force Institute of Technology and Rutgers University, respectively. As an officer in the United States Air Force, Dr. Kennedy managed development production programs for communications, navigation, and related systems in satellite launch vehicles. He rose to the rank of captain. He joined Raytheon in 1983, starting off in radar development. Prior to his current roles, Dr. Kennedy served as President of Raytheon's Integrated Defense Systems Division, Vice President of Raytheon's Space and Airborne Systems Tactical Airborne Systems Division, and Vice President and Chief Operating Officer of the company. Dr. Kennedy, thank you for joining us. In recognition of your presence with us on this important day, I'd like to present you with a token of our appreciation on behalf of our school.
Thank you, Dean Murthy, for that very kind introduction. Dean, members of the faculty, family and friends of the graduates in the class of 2016, let me start by offering my deepest condolences on the tragic events of June 1st. As a member of the UCLA engineering community, this certainly hit home with me too. My thoughts and prayers are with Professor Klug, his family, his students and colleagues, and all of those affected by this tragedy. This is a sad time for UCLA engineering, yet there can be comfort and healing gained from routine and rituals. And that is why I am so very pleased to be with you today, to grieve with you, yes, but to celebrate with you as well, to celebrate your achievements, your future, your commencement. It doesn't seem that long ago, but it was 32 years ago that I sat where you sit today, the class of 2016. At that time, I had no idea that I would be, or that I could even be, the CEO of a company, aerospace and defense company, one of the global companies in the world today, with over 61,000 employees, and over half of those employees are engineers. How about that? Very good. After all, my parents were immigrants. They didn't even really have a high school education, and so I didn't get a lot of guidance, but I did do something right. First thing, I decided I was going to be an engineer, and then the second thing I did right, I decided to go to UCLA. And it changed my life. It opened my eyes to things that I did not know was possible. Now, it turns out there's one particular trait or core competency that as an engineer has played an unbelievable role in my life and my success and the things and the funds I had over my entire career. Unfortunately, I didn't know about it till a little bit later in my career. I wish I had learned about it, knew about it on day one after graduating. So I'm going to really wish to share that special trait with you. But first, I have a question. How many of you have solved problems as part of your engineering curriculum? All right. Oh, come on, more hands than that. It should be everybody. Now, I'm sure you solved more problems than you ever wanted to solve. And that's one thing that I knew after graduating from UCLA, is that I could solve problems. And that is your gift, your engineering trait, your core competency. As engineers, we've been trained to solve problems. We've been trained to create solutions. Every engineering class you have taken, every lab you've completed, you had to solve problems. And think of all the all-nighters you pulled to solve problems. Or maybe you want to forget about those. But in any case, you're all expert problem solvers, expert solutions creators. In fact, by graduating today, many of you have already solved a major problem. You are now off your parents' payroll. So. Parents, come on. Well, it seems like the parents were laughing more than the students, but throughout my career and even today, I use my engineering problem-solving skills beyond engineering. In fact, I use it in all aspects of my life, but I really use it a lot in business. It's very germane. Business has a lot of problems in it, and the business of today is not the business when I graduated. The business of today is technology-based. The foundations of technology are in every single business that's out there today. And that's why there's a demand. That's why there's a demand for your problem-solving skills. As a graduate of UCLA engineering, you have developed, number one, critical thinking skills. Number two, collaborative capabilities. The fact that you're graduating today demonstrates you have deep technical knowledge, and you've also gained hands-on engineering know-how. And if you step back and think about how powerful this solid foundation is, these problem-solving skills, because you can apply them to anything in life. Now, no one can take these skills away from you. They're valuable throughout your careers, and they will help you succeed not only in the workplace, but also if you decide to go off and be entrepreneurs. And if there's one thing that the world needs today, it's problem solvers. It's engineers. Right? How about a round of applause for engineers? And it's an opportunity-rich environment, making this, I think, probably one of the most exciting times for engineers. Our graduates can now take what they've learned at UCLA and apply it to the great challenges of our day. And the challenges facing us are formidable as any time in human history. Climate change, availability of clean water, pollution, disease, terrorism, and many more. But we also have countless new frontiers to explore where engineers will be leading the way. There's a new era of manned spaceflight to Mars and a return to the moon, securing the internet, undersea exploration. Transportation is being transformed with self-driving electric cars, hypersonics, and hyperloops. These are all noble jobs and careers which will contribute to making the world a better and a safer place. So I ask you to think like Thomas Edison and what he said. And so Thomas Edison said, "I find what the world needs, and then I go off and I invent it." I must note that solving today's problems requires diversity, diverse engineering. And these are not simple one-dimensional problems. So they'll need diverse, multidimensional solutions. I have long believed that diversity is fundamental relative to creating innovation, and that they go hand in hand. Embracing diverse thinking creates an environment where people are best able to collaborate and contribute to their fullest. Hopefully you've all seen the benefits of diversity through your collaborative and interdisciplinary assignments. And as you go forward, I really do encourage you to develop diverse teams as you go off and attack the world's problems. If you step back, it's very exciting to think about the great achievements that lie ahead for today's UCLA engineering graduates. Might one of you here be one of the first people to travel to Mars? be one of the first to develop a breakthrough for affordable and efficient water purification. May you also determine and invent a new kind of air and space propulsion. Now, I ask you to think big because we need big thinkers and problem solvers. Throughout my own career, I found that the only thing that holds you back is yourselves. Now, being problem solvers also has another benefit. It gives you the ability to adapt to change. I don't need to tell you that technology is constantly changing and that the pace of that change has significantly increased over the years. Back when I was graduating at UCLA back in 1984, I know that's before a lot of you were born, but the state of the art in technology was dramatically different. I just have a few examples for you. Laptops didn't exist, if you can believe that. Neither did tablets. We had something called punch cards that we used, dot matrix printers. There was no internet, there was no World Wide Web. Research was conducted, and you would go to something called a library. And at that time, a tweet was something that a bird did. So life has changed. So I had to apply the problem-solving skills I learned at UCLA to continually learn and adapt to where technology was going. The same thing will happen during your careers. Who knows where technology will be a decade, 2 or 3 from now. But you have the problem-solving skills to adapt. No one can take those away from you. So your problem-solving skills are the answer to the question, how can you never become obsolete? Be curious about new things, adapt, and always be learning. Henry Ford said, anyone who stops learning is old. Anyone who keeps learning is young. The greatest thing in life is to keep your mind young. As I close, I ask the graduates to take some time in the coming days to think about how fortunate they are. As I stated earlier, engineering and UCLA opened my eyes to the world. Engineering gave me an unbelievable advantage right off the bat. And generations of UCLA engineers are making vital contributions all over the world. I see this firsthand in Raytheon. We have over 500 engineering alum that work for our company, and they're doing great things every day for the company, for our nation, and also for the world in areas like missile defense, cybersecurity, intelligence, reconnaissance, and surveillance. The class of 2016 has a similar advantage. You are graduating from one of the world's top engineering schools. Right? And you are following a very rich tradition, the tradition of UCLA engineering, and those engineers who have gone before you onto great things, creating solutions for the world's toughest problems. So I ask you to go forward to do 3 things, only 3 things. First, continue to learn. Technology will continue to evolve. Thus, you must evolve so you can continue to solve the problems of tomorrow. Number 2, continue to embrace diversity and diversity of thought. Again, our most creative and successful solutions come from diverse teams. And finally, and this is probably the most critical one, I ask you to use your problem-solving skills, your solutions creation skills, to make the world a better and safer place. Now, I hope you're excited for the future. I can't wait to learn of the great achievements I know each and every one of you will have over the next several years, decades, and several decades, solving these world-class problems that we have out there and being a contributor to the global world. So congratulations to the class of 2016. You've truly earned it, and best of luck for a most rewarding future. Thank you for the opportunity to speak with you today. Thank you.
Thank you, Tom. That was absolutely terrific.